Hey, this is Noize London. Welcome to my home studio. This is my apartment here in Mexico. When we first moved in, I noticed that I had this outdoor space and I thought it would be the perfect space to turn into like a little creative nook, because obviously often we spend so much time indoors, and it's nice to get a bit of greenery and a bit of daylight whilst you're in the creative process. Over here, what I've got set up is for monitoring, I'm using the Beyerdynamic DT 1990 Pros. These are some open back headphones. They sound unbelievable. We've got the Arturia Keystep 37, which is a great keyboard. The reason I like this keyboard so much is the way the keys feel. They're actually kind of not weighted, but they're a bit springy. And you also have 37 keys, which you tend not to get on those smaller MIDI keyboards. I don't really use any of these, to be honest, but I use the pitch and the modulation, and I use it to play in some melodies. For my audio interface, this is the Antelope Audio Zen Quadro. It's small, it's portable, it's easy to use, it sounds good. I'm mainly just using that for monitoring to my headphones, for powering these bad boys. And then I've got a MacBook, but I'll get into the details of this later in the video. Also, shout out Beyerdynamic for the carry case that they provide with the headphones, which is actually the perfect laptop stand. So very, very, very useful. As some of you know, I recently got back into DJing. I've DJed on many different systems, vinyl, CDJs. The one I currently have is just like the cheapest of the cheapest DJ controllers. It's the Pioneer DDJ FLX4. This is honestly such a great system, and it's perfect for everything that I need to do right now. The monitoring system I'm using with the decks are the Kali Audio, I believe they're called the UNFs, and they come with these two satellites and it's not a subwoofer, but it kind of acts like one. They call it a bass unit, and it's down here. I'll show you that in a sec. I'm running this with Rekordbox, and I have it in the kitchen because honestly, I didn't have anywhere else to put it. Also, got to be near the supplements, reminded to be healthy, which is not very normal as a DJ, or I think so anyway, right? Down here, this is really important. That's the subwoofer, and then you need a yoga mat. If you've got a hard floor and you're gonna be here for like 1 to 2 hours, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but my feet get sore. So this is a fundamental part of the setup. As for the headphones, I'm using these are the III TMA2 Studio wireless headphones. I'm just using them with a wire, and they have this like Bluetooth headband, which is cool when you want to listen to music on the go. I'm mainly only using them for DJing. I know they're studio headphones, but this is currently all I have. So III, if you want to send me the DJ pair, please do. So this is the spare bedroom where I've built my studio. I got quite lucky with this because I don't think I have any neighbors, or this wall faces onto my bedroom with my partner, and it's in the corner of the apartment, so I don't really disturb anyone. Some of you will remember this studio that I had in London, which had so much gear in it. I ended up selling all of that to be able to travel and move here to Mexico. So this studio setup is a lot more minimal than anything you've seen me have before in the past. These are some acoustic panels that I built myself with many trips to Home Depot. We've got these ones on the side here, got some big ones on their feet, and then a couple of small ones, and then these ones behind the monitors. They do a pretty good job of absorbing most of the reflections. I'm not entirely happy with the room. I definitely have some issues with the low frequencies, but it's okay for now. It will do. And if I need to check anything, I do my checks on headphones. So before we get into all the gear, obviously I spend a lot of time making music here, but day to day I'm also working on Boombox, which is the first all-in-one platform for musicians. If you haven't had the chance to check it out yet, please do. I've been putting my blood, sweat, and tears into it for the past 3 years with an amazing team of about 10 people. The idea is to create a platform where you can store your files, share them, collect feedback, use AI tools for creativity and admin, and create playlists all in one place, all for one price. So it's much cheaper than combining loads of subscriptions. Oh, and you can distribute on there too. If you want to sign up to the Pro or Premium plan, you can get 1 month for free. Link is in the description below. These are my headphones that I use for recording, mixing, mastering, and production. The ones I use for recording are the Beyerdynamic DT1770 Pro. They're closed back headphones, really, really high quality. I also use them for when I'm producing outside of the studio. So when I travel, these are fantastic because they also block the sound coming in as well as keeping it in. So really good production and recording headphone if you're looking for a pair. Also pretty comfortable and sturdy. These headphones are my open back pair. They are the Austrian Audio HIX65s. I don't know why headphones just have the most difficult names to remember, but why do I love these? They're very light, very comfortable. They sound fantastic. I've had these for about a year, and for me, these are like the open back headphone that I've just grown to know and to love. They're wicked, and if you want to travel with them, they fold into this little sandwich. This audio interface here is the Prism Lyra 2. I've had this for about 10 years almost. It is phenomenal. Like, it is crystal clear on the analog to digital and digital to analog conversion. So that's the sound from the computer to the monitors and from the from the microphone, sorry, to the computer. It's just got this crystal clear conversion. It's considered a mastering grade audio interface. And once you hear it, you'll understand why. I also love the form factor. It's pretty small, so it's actually quite portable, which a lot of high grade or high spec audio interfaces are not. So shout out Prism Lyra, or shout out Prism Sound. This is a fantastic unit. I really, really, really recommend it to anyone who's serious about their audio. This is my main MIDI keyboard. This is the Arturia Keylab Essential 49. It just does everything I need it to do. It feels good. Like, the keys are a little light, but I'm not a piano player. Like, I'm no virtuoso by any means. So for the production I'm doing, it's perfect. I mainly use it for the keys, the mod wheel, the pitch bend, and I also really like that it synchronizes with the Arturia synthesizers. So you can actually make changes to the parameters of the plugins directly from the keyboard, which gives you a bit more like a tactile feel to the production process. So I really, really like that. It's also, considering it's so big, it's very, very, very light. So if you do need to take it somewhere, if you're going away for a weekend or whatever, it's a great choice. For my spiritual homies out there, I like to light a bit of Palo Santo before I jump into a studio session, or actually like first thing in the morning when I get in here. It freshens up the room, it smells really good. Apparently it's like good for vibes, gets rid of bad energy. Not sure if I buy into that entirely. I just really, really like the way it smells. So this is a Shure SM7B, fantastic microphone for kind of everything. I've got it on this arm, which is, it works like it's got a counterweight system. So it's really easy just to pop up and down and swing out of the way for when I don't need it. Saves a lot of space, saves a lot of time. I mainly use this for my live streams every Thursday. If you've never been to one, just come every Thursday around 1 p.m. and you can send your music and get free track feedback. Also, we have an amazing community of super talented producers who always show up. So it's very, very inspiring. Even if you're not submitting your music, it's a great place to hang on a Thursday morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are in the world. The SM7B is a dynamic mic, so it does have a different sound to it. It's a little darker in tone. When I want something that's clearer and brighter, I'm using this fake U87. It's a go-to tools microphone. It's pretty cheap. I think this is like 100, 200 bucks or something. And I actually think it sounds great. It really suits my voice. I attach it to the arm over there, and it's like usually upside down like this. I don't have a pop filter at the moment, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I can just kind of deal with that in the box. So if you're looking for a cheap microphone, this is a pretty good condenser option. For monitoring, I'm using the Adam A8H, and these are beasts. They produce a lot of low end, which is exactly what I want for the type of music that I'm making. Like I said before, the acoustics in this room could be better, especially with regards to the low end. However, they come with a built-in DSP, which basically means that you can tune the frequency of the speaker output to match your room. So if you're getting too many low frequencies, you can decrease them or increase them, and you can do this for the low mids, the mids, and the highs as well. I actually set them up using SonarWorks with a room correction mic, and then what you can do is send that room calibration profile to the speaker, and it basically embeds it into the built-in DSP, so you don't have to run it out of your computer. I've been using these for about a year now. Obviously not the most portable speaker, but they are great. I really, really, really like them. So shout out Adam for sending these over to me. It must have been, yeah, about a year ago. The stands I'm using, they're pretty crappy, but they do the job. They are the Quick Lock something or other in white. They look pretty nice in white though. I could probably do with a set of heavier stands, seeing as this is such a heavy speaker. As you can see, I've got a bit of movement here, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. The main hub of my studio is of course the computer, and I'm using a MacBook M1 Max with 64 gigs of RAM. I've had this for just over 2 years now, and it's still lightning fast. It was top of the range at the time, and I have to say, like, no issues. I've never had any issues with it. It's just fantastic. I do use a little bit of external storage. I'm using Boombox, of course, and then for video files and anything really heavy, I'm using the Samsung T7 Shield, and this is cool. This is like the new one that they did, which has a rubber casing, which makes it easier to travel with or less fragile. The other ones were just like a metal case. I was always very scared that if I dropped that, that would be the end of it. A couple of final things here before I show you my favorite part of everything that we've seen today is this little dongle. I don't know what it is, but I'll leave a link to it down below. It's just like it's got like 3 USBs, 1 HDMI, and you can charge your computer through it. I always recommend to people, get the wired dongle, not the metal one, which slots into your computer, which you probably saw in my outdoor studio space. It's just way better and way more flexible, especially if you need to plug other things in, and they don't get as hot too. For streaming, I'm using this very overpowered camera, which I also use to film all the vlogs for the Boombox channel. This is a Sony ZV-E1 with a 20mm lens at f-stop of 1.8. It's a wicked camera. I definitely don't use it to its full potential, but it was an upgrade from another Sony that I had. And if you're into video and you do a lot of that kind of stuff, I do recommend it. But I think very soon I'm going to be like downgrading, but it's not really a downgrade, to a DJI Osmo Pocket, because those things are wicked, and that's exactly what this is being filmed on right now. And then finally, of course, this Buddha that I got in Vietnam, also maybe about 10 years ago, and has traveled the world with me and has been in every single studio that I've set up. It just brings me a little bit of peace, you know, a little bit of serenity when you need it, and it's just my companion in my time here working in the studio. So as you can see, we are on the rooftop of the apartment, and it's really exciting for me to be able to share this with you. A few years ago, when I sold all my stuff in London, it was with the idea of wanting to travel and wanting to be somewhere that was warmer with more sunlight, because I wanted a healthier lifestyle alongside all the time that I spend in the studio. Obviously, I love being in the studio and making music, but it's a very easy place to get trapped in. And so I wanted to balance that out. Obviously, you can tell that I'm not spending enough time out here still by the color of my skin, but it's a great feeling to be able to share this amazing space with you. I hope you enjoyed the studio tour, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Peace.